Yes, Sree Sidha Modakam. It is one of the rasayanas created by the supreme rishis of ancient India. Maybe all of them together or one of them, Dhanvantari or Sisruda or Vagbhada or Sarngadhara or whoever it is. Rasayanas are the highest possible kind of plant preparations or herbal foods that redeems the original possible condition of a given human entity. Human entities almost inevitably undergo damages, variations, alterations to the body processes, system processes, affecting their immunity and so on and so forth, by which various illnesses happen. Then there are the emotional problems, thought problems, then social interaction problems, by which most of the illnesses happen. So, but such human beings can definitely continue to live long by taking medicines for their illnesses. But rasayanas are not medicines. They are only for reintegrating, re-establishing or rediscovering the original design setting process of a given human being. So this Sree Sidha Modakam is one of the top rasayanas. Almost 9 of my trainees have taken this in the last 20 years. All of them are enjoying a wonderful life. Of course, they are all in great positions in many parts of the world. But more than that, they live a cat-like life. Their bodies and their minds and their spirits and their intellect are what I call cat-like, unaffected by the turbulences of their life or work or relationships. So a rasayanic body, a rasayanic intellect, a rasayanic mind, that is the output of these various rasayanas. Rasayanas are not normally made by any of the Ayurvedic companies because they are not for curing any specific illnesses. They come under the category of Kaya Kalpa. Kaya Kalpa meaning, Kaya meaning the body, Kalpa meaning 100 years. So most of the time these rasayanas are again known to the world in a I would say in a funny way. That means living for 100 years. That's only a peripheral aspect. But more than that, it will enable complete immunity, complete integrity and the correctness and the completeness and the Tao or the flow of the body. That means the central nervous system, the hormone system and the various systems of the body will be in proper integration, proper tuning, like a bird's body, like a cat's body. You know, every cat is a cat. We don't see an incompetent cat. There is no incompetent bird. There is no incompetent butterfly or any animals because their body systems are in proper integrity. They are not affected by the vagaries of their desires and fancies, whereas human beings are not capable of managing their body and the mind and intellect properly, and they are all totally different things. I will read out what is written about this Sree Sidha Modakam from a classic text where it is originally mentioned. It's a very old book by name Yoga Ratna Pradipika. Okay, it comes in reverse. Okay, it is in page number 476. I will just read out the unbelievable, magical, really mysterious consequences of this rasayana, Sree Sidha Modakam. These are absolutely unknown to the world and these are alien or unimaginable to the Western world of mechanical, medical ideologies. So it is written in Malayalam language Most of them are very unique words. It may not be properly translated, but still I will try. This rasana, Sree Sidha Modakam, is to be taken for 365 days. That's again a challenge. But normally for most of the process illnesses, people take so-called English medicines for a lifetime. But this is only for 1 year. Now, so I will read out Malayalam first. Again, ഒരു വത്സരക്കാലം മുടങ്ങാതെ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നയാൾ. So the one who uses it for 1 full year, what are the consequences? ഒരു മാസം കഴിയുമ്പോൾ വാഗ്വിലാസമുള്ളവനായും. That means after 1 month, വാഗ്വിലാസമുള്ളവനായും. That means great fluency and clarity of thought process or speech, very good analytical conceptualization, especially. And as a psychologist and as a researcher in human behavior and human conditions of creativity and originality, it was a surprise for me that Rasana can improve or evolve the quality of language usage by an individual, which I have seen with most of my trainees, especially because they have come for my training because they couldn't get any other jobs. They were all just graduates or postgraduates with so-called high level of academic tradition. But they are all in very good position, all of them, every one of them, because of their competencies. So after 1 month, great language power and thinking and analytical capabilities. രണ്ടാം മാസം കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ബലവർണ്ണങ്ങളോട് കൂടിയവനായും. After the second month, there will be an increase in the body strength. Not strength. In Ayurveda, in Rasana, there are 2 concepts, Balam and Shakti. Shakti means just the strength, like a weightlifter, or somebody who can lift 150 kilograms. That is Shakti. Balam meaning the resilience, the capability to exert Shakti, strength for a longer duration, like a real farmer who works in the farm from morning 6:30 to 7 o'clock with his plow or the shovel and the pickaxe and so on and so forth. So that is Balam. So Bala Varnangalodu Kudiyunayam. So that Balam as well as the general complexion of the body, I mean especially the smoothness of that graceful skin especially will happen. That after the 3rd month the body will be completely purified, and in the 4th month Sasakasangal Shamikim, that means all vulnerabilities, all blocks in the respiration process, which is a very important process. There are certain blocks over the respiration process of a great lot of people, at least 97% of people, because most of the time the human body, because of the lifestyle, because of the way it is managed in its sitting and sleeping and running and walking positions, the respiration process is not at all in its original rhythm and speed and pace like that of a cat or a dog. So then other respiratory problems for a lot of people, like in the COVID season, that virus affected the respiratory problems of human beings. Those who have respiratory problem proclivities, tendencies, they got affected with the COVID in the very beginning. Only they were mostly dead and all that. Other illnesses were not that much affected. So respiratory problems will be completely resolved. Anjil, Vishaya Vairagyam. Yeah, in the 5th month, Vishaya Vairagyam. That means that purely instinct-driven sexuality will be reduced. There will be conscious, genuinely, let us say, romantic sexual instinct only will happen. Sex out of love only will happen. Then, 6th month, Jara Naragal Samano. Jara meaning wrinkles and other weak expressions of the body. Nara meaning like, grey hair. Jara Naragalam Samikum. In fact, I have taken this Sree Sidha Modakam at the age of about 43 or 44. I am 73 now. Of course, I live a very, very careless life, but still there are black hair and things like that. Jara Naragal Samanum. In the 7th month, Sarira Kanti, that means the energy field of the body will become pure. So people will feel it. already you feel good just by sitting near somebody or behaving with somebody, just by the look of somebody, just by the sound of somebody, just by the language and behavior of somebody. That will increase to its full potentiality. Till 8th month Balam, as I told you, for whatever long duration of time you can apply your force. In fact, 20 years back, I used to do training programs, unique training programs. Maybe only I did in the whole world, from morning 9:30 to night 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Sometimes from morning till next day morning. 3 days continuously standing, I used to conduct unique training programs on creative evolution. It was in Satyam Computers. And I have done similar programs for Infosys and few other companies. And about a month back, I have been taking sessions for management students. Because of a short period of time, I took sessions from morning 9:30 till 5 o'clock continuously. I had no problems at all. The students used to say, when there are majority of faculty members are very young people, 30, 35, 40 kind of people, the students used to say, I am the smartest guy in the campus. I know that. About 2 weeks back, I drove my MM540 Jeep from morning 3:30 to night 8 o'clock over the high ranges of Munnar and all that. For a particular reason, I had to drive it like that. And I did it so comfortably, I had no problems. That is more important, comfortable, like a cat, like a bird. That is the example which I would like to talk about. Then, in the 8th month, again, Balam. Okay? That's what I mentioned now. Onbadil, in the 9th month, Dirghayus, that means longevity. If a given body by its original configuration, by conception and embryonic times and delivery and proper health at the time of birth, if such an entity is to live for whatever time, that time of life, that is called longevity. Pattil, in the 10th month, Swara Madhuryan, that means the voice clarity. I used to wonder, after 10 months of taking this Sree Sidha Modakam, the clarity of sound happens. That means the sound becomes original of that person. And that sounding engine is very critically located in the human body. That's why the mantras, various mantras, Om and all that is important, because sound is the feedback loop linkage which connects you, your consciousness to the you. So that becomes very different. That only can be told, when you do that, you will know it. And again in 11th month, Sharira Shakti, the strength of the body will become perfect. And in the 12th month, the total intellect, the total potential of the body will be completely reset and rebooted. This is the consequence. And beyond that, whatever is told is incredible, unimaginable, absolutely magical. I will just read it out. I don't think it will normally happen for human beings in today's polluted world, but anyway, I will read it out. And just for your information, that means beyond this, Sakshar, I will read it out. Sakshar Jagadishane pole Ichchahara Vihariyum, Shadurmi Rahidanaya Dehiyayum, Kalpavati Jivichirikinanayum, Jivichirikina Kalam Mulan Yuvavayum, Ashtaishwarya Siddhimanayum Bhavikum. E Sree Sidha Modakam, Siddha Vidyatharadikal Kudi recommended. That means, roughly in English, once you take it for 365 days, the individual will almost be like a Jagadishan, the Lord of the universe. That means not the so-called central God like that of a religion, like how a bird is, how a cat is, like how the divine deity of a human body, like how the body of the Shiva or Krishna or that level. I'm just talking for example. That kind of life, Ichchahara Vihari, just like a free bird. He can eat whatever, wherever he wants to go. He can go in cold or in summer or anywhere. Shadurmi Rahidanayam. That means 6 kinds of immunity issues, vulnerabilities of the body will be completely resolved. Now in 100% immunity. like a lion in the forest. Kalpavati ജീവിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നതിനായും, kalpam meaning 100 years, ജീവിച്ചിരിക്കുക. That means theoretically living for another 100 years. ജീവിച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന കാലം മുഴുവൻ യുവാവായും. Throughout that lifetime, യുവാവായും, like a youthful body of 25, 28, that kind of a spirit, yuvav, that is in the spirit. That's the most critical factor. A lot of people may be living for a longer time, 80, 90, 95, 100 and all that, but by that time they're just like a vegetable. They will be eating a lot of medicines, they cannot walk properly, they cannot talk properly, they cannot think properly, they cannot relate with people properly, they cannot enjoy life properly. So they just exist like vegetable beings. Not like that. Ashtaishirya Siddhimanayam, 8 Aishwaryams, 8 blessings. But they are all incredible, I don't want to talk about that. ഈ ശ്രീ സിദ്ധ മോദകം സിദ്ധ വിദ്യാധരാദികൾ കൂടി സമ്മതിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള. That means in the past there were great human beings of wisdom and siddhis. Siddhi meaning non-normal, extraordinary powers. Even they had recommended this. And that aspect is mentioned only for this particular rasayana out of the 17-18 rasayanas mentioned in this book. That's why I'm interested. And my intent is to really enjoy that wonder of making it and giving it to someone who are eligible, some people who are eligible for that, and it is such a wonderful feeling for me. I have been a trainer, I have trained more than 7,000 people straight away, and I have been a teacher, but finally I think this has given me the most wonderful feeling. So those who are inspired about living, those who enjoy living, those who enjoy the beauty of their own existence and also have a mission and a vision to live long, they are definitely welcome. And other people of the normal distribution, they don't need it because they don't have much purposes in life. They have been educated, they worked hard and they are retired and they're just waiting for their death kind of a thing. But for others who are really enjoying their wonder of existence in this only one world, they are really welcome to take this Sree Sidha Modakam. Welcome. Thank you for listening to this discussion, which I do partly to project the wonder and the mystery of Ayurveda to the whole world. This level of possibility is not even in the imagination, the wildest imagination of the Western medical ideologies. And I am so thrilled also to talk about this. And I also wonder why most of the Ayurvedic companies do not make this and project this and market it. Of course, I have interviewed some of the leading people of top Ayurvedic companies. They said there is no demand for this. Secondly, it will be very costly. And thirdly, the majority mindset is always after taking a medicine for some illnesses. They don't want to feel good about their body and all this. They think that they have reached their end of the possibility. That is why. Of course, not for them. Thank you.